Hi guys, I'm Celine Gomez, and this week I will be discussing the discussion thread from week 2. Today we will be discussing Wilson's dichotomy, Taylor's scientific management, Gulick's Pods d'Accord, Weber's bureaucracy, Follett's leadership, and Simon's bounded rationality. Wilson's dichotomy is also known as the politics-administration dichotomy. Woodrow Wilson is considered to be the father and founder of public administration. He displayed his theories about public administration in his 1887 essay titled The Study of Administration. His essay embarks on the beginning of American public administration. It was crafted in order to address the corruption that had overcome the government in the late 1880s, along with suggestions on how to remedy the situation. Wilson argued that there is an overemphasis on political institution rather than addressing the impending administrative questions. In order to create a solution to the problem, Wilson proposed that organizations like government agencies operate in a business-like manner to become more effective. This resulted in the separation of politics and administration, which improved effectiveness of service through management and training. According to the textbook, scientific management is an approach based on the carefully defined laws, rules, and principles. Frederick W. Taylor coined the term scientific management. He focused on the individual worker because he believed that all workers were simply motivated by one thing: money. Taylor wanted to see if and how a worker could become more efficient than machinery. His findings provided guidance for managers in an organization, and he was the first expert to suggest the use of the scientific method of measurement and to study and solve managerial problems. Luther Gulick was an American political scientist who was known as an expert on public administration. Following in Henry Fayoli's footsteps, Gulick complied a similar acronym known as Pods d'Accord, which described the function of public management. P. Planning. Preparing you and your organization to become more effective for the future. O. Organizing. Dividing organization into different departments, which creates the hierarchy, such as departments and divisions to specific job qualifications. S. Staffing. The process of acquiring training and developing personnel to conduct activities for the organization. D. Directing. The most dynamic and visible management function, which includes leading, motivating, and changing certain things. C. Coordinating. Involves the problem solving, which means how to make everything work orderly. R. Reporting. This provides a basis for accountability, such as analyzing and keeping performance records. B. Budgeting. Managing organization resources, such as securing, planning, and managing organization funds. Max Weber was a German sociologist who observed emerging large-scale organizations during the 19th and 20th centuries. Weber was the first to use the term bureaucracy. He characterized bureaucracies according to the following, as defined by the textbook. 1. A fixed and stable structure for dividing tasks and responsibilities established and operated according to rules and regulations. 2. The authority to give orders related to the duties set forth in official rules. 3. Only people who are qualified to do the work are employed in order to provide consistent and ongoing accomplishment of organizational tasks. 4. There is a system of graded authority or hierarchy in which each level of organization is supervised by the next higher level. 5. Management is based on written records and documents to keep track of decisions and financial matters. 6. Office management is based on thorough and expert training. 7. To work in a bureaucracy is a vocation or profession. Mary Parker Foyer was an American social worker known as the mother of modern management. You can consider her to be ahead of her time because she recognized the value of community and how relationships to others affect the dynamic of the workplace and society. She introduced organizational behaviors and organizational management theory. She wanted the workplace to be a collaborative effort which would help increase productivity and expertise. Her management ideas are present in the Silicon Valleys and companies like Google. Herbert Simon defined bounded rationality as the evaluated choices within the bounds of constraints. Simon discovered that the rational model does not thoroughly describe problem-solving or decision-making. These decisions are limited, which leads to the decision-maker's optimal decision. The actual choices are different than the ideal choice, and individuals tend to pick choices that are optimal for their needs despite the consequences. He proposed that bounded rationality was an alternative towards decision-making. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.